Dear friends, welcome to the next lecture of Organization of Commerce and Management subject. I am Mrs. Neeta Ivle. Now today we are going to start the fifth chapter, that is Emerging Modes of Business. One of the emerging modes is online business, that is e-business. Actually, this is not a new term for us, right? You say, ma'am, we buy a lots of things online. So we know all the do's and don'ts of e-business. Yes, friends, you are right, and I know that you know much about e-business. But even today, we know very limited meaning and scope of e-business. So far, we know e-business from a customer perspective. But now we are going to understand it from a business perspective as well. As a student of commerce, it is important to understand these emerging modes of business. In this chapter, we will examine these emerging practices of businesses in detail. So, friends, you will definitely find this chapter very interesting and informative. Then, should we start? Okay. If I ask you what are the three strongest trends that shape businesses today? Strong trends that shape businesses today. What would be your answer? I'm sure that your first answer will be digitalization. That means the conversion of text, sound, images, videos, and other content into a series of ones and zeros that can be transmitted electronically. In short, it is e business, right? The second is outsourcing, and the third is internationalization or globalization. That means international business. Actually, we all aware of these three terms, aren't we? We know about e-business. We are buying goods and services through internet, right? We know outsourcing, as at home we are outsourcing jobs like cleaning, gardening, etc. What about the third, that is international business? Yes, we know international business as we have studied about it in detail in last year in 11th standard, right? In this chapter, we will become more familiar with the first two developments, that is a term electronic business, and it is popularly known as e-business, and outsourcing. I mean business process outsourcing. You know it as BPO, business process outsourcing. Before we go through these two terms, let me tell you that these the newer modes of businesses are not in fact new business. These are rather simply the new ways of doing business due to number of factors. Let's see what is e-business. If the term e-business is taken to mean a wide range of activities include industry, trade and commerce. E-business may be defined as the conduct of industry, trade and commerce using the computer networks. Okay, using the computer networks. The network you are most familiar with as a student or consumer is the internet. In short, e-business is administration of conducting business via internet. This includes the buying and selling of goods or services along with providing technical or customer support through the internet. E-business establishes more close and responsive relationship with partners, employees and suppliers. It opens new door to customers around the world. Okay, It opens new door to customers around the world. On the other hand, companies are able to manage their business efficiently. Moreover, through the internet, it is possible to invent new and innovative ways to add value to existing products and services without necessarily spending lots of money. It is very important that we need not spend much more money. E-business refer to the use of web, internet, intranet, extranet or some combination thereof to conduct business. You should understand that e-business is not a technical change but it is a fundamental change. It is a fundamental change in the way of business done, aided, supported and enabled by technology. And you know very well that technology is moving fast to make things possible tomorrow, which seems impossible today, right? E-business includes not only e-commerce but also other electronically conducted business functions such as production, inventory management, product development, accounting, financing, and human resources management. E-business is therefore clearly much more than buying and selling over internet. In 1997, IBM started using the term e-business for the first time. Okay? In 1997, IBM started using the term e-business for the first time. Till that time, the word e-commerce was used. E-business means using the internet to connect people and process. To connect people and process. E-commerce is a branch of e-business. Don't forget that e-commerce is a branch of e-business. Just as the term business is broader term than commerce, you may remember last year in the very first chapter we have studied meaning of commerce and business. E-business is a more elaborate term and comprises various business transactions and functions conducted electronically. While talking about e-business, one may think that the scope of e-business is only limited to online shopping. But that is not true. E-business can be defined as information and communication technologies to support all the electronic activities. E-business can take place on two main platforms. Okay? The first one is online storefronts and online marketplaces. Online marketplaces are websites that facilitate the buying and selling of goods and services between merchants and customers. Well-known explained of online marketplace are Amazon and eBay. You know that. We have mentioned above that the scope of e-business is quite vast. Almost all types of business functions such as production, finance, marketing, and personal administration can be carried out over computer networks, as well as managerial activities, that means management functions, which we studied in second chapter like planning, organizing, staffing, controlling can be carried out over computer networks. So you can understand the scope of e-business. The other way of looking at the scope of e-business is to examine it in terms of people or parties involved in electronic transactions. You know that today number of business and payment apps used in e-business. Now see, here I have given some examples of payment apps. Google Pay, Bheem, Phone Pay, etc. Paytm, etc. Now observe some of the popular players in online trading You also know these: eBay, Amazon.com, Alibaba.com, Priceline.com, etc. Viewed from this perspective, a firm's electronic transactions and networks can be visualized as extending into following six directions, and we will call it as scope of e-business. Now see, the first one is business to business, that is B2B. Here, both the parties involved in e-commerce transactions are business firms. Okay, and therefore the name is given as B2B, that is business to business. In this form, the buyer and the seller both business entities and do not involve individual customers. Creation of utility requires a business to internet interact with a number of other business firms which may be suppliers of components parts, or else they may be a part of the channel through which a firm distributes its products to the customers. For example, the manufacturer of a television set requires assembly components which are being manufactured elsewhere within the locality of the automobile factories or even overseas. A wholesaler goes to the business organization's website and order products in bulk. See the next one: business to consumer, that is B2C. As the name suggests, B2C means business to customers. Transactions have business firms at one end and its customer on the other hand. Although what comes to one's mind immediately is online shopping, right? Actually, marketing begins well before a product is offered for sale and continues even after the product has been sold. B2C commerce therefore entitles a wide range of marketing activities such as identifying activities, promotion product information, and sometimes even delivery of product that are carried out online. For example, movies. That is a good example which you can understand immediately. E-business permits conduct of these activities at a much lower cost but high speed. That is why the cost of products and services is kept low through this method. Withdrawal of money from ATM is the best example of this type. Another example that you know is customers can use call centers set up by companies to make toll free calls to make queries and log complaints round the clock at no extra cost to them. The beauty of the process is that one need not set up these call centers or helplines. They may be outsourced. We shall discuss this aspect later in the portion devoted to business process outsourcing, that is BPO. Friends, as we know, to satisfy customers' want, is the objective of business organizations. Through B2C, customers receives the product or services, get facility of making payments, get warranty claims, etc. On the other hand, business organizations use their sites for a range of marketing activities. Further, B2C e-business enables a business to be in touch with its customers on round the clock basis. Companies can conduct online surveys to ascertain as to who is buying what and what the customer satisfaction level is. By now, you might have formed the opinion that B2C is a one-way traffic, that is, from business to customer. But do remember that its corollary, C to B business, is very much a reality which provides the customers with the business, and that is the next. Customer to business, that is C2B. Actually, we use these electronic transactions many times. When we book a taxi services or order food to our doorstep, we request a particular service from that business organizations. Similarly, it may be a valuable feedback on a new product by us. Customer to business, that is C2B, is a business model in which customers create value and businesses consume that value. Okay? How the customer creates value to product? In this model, it's not consumers investing money in something, but the organizations. You are likely asking yourself how it is possible. Wait, let me explain. Now understand, companies like Amazon or eBay aren't paying for you something you are selling. Maybe not if you look at selling as a physical or tangible exchange of goods or services for money. But look at the blog post that you wrote for the free sample you received. Now recall the focus group you participated in for that new fairness cream. Now you are seeing the possibilities. Are you getting the point? Certainly, it could be a tangible product as well. So let's now rule that out. You might hear that companies like Shutterclock depends on user photos and independent site fever user like all kinds of user provides services like copyrights and sound effect for businesses looking for an extra help. Just look at the hundreds of thousands of reviews left all over the internet every day. Amazon buys review products, TripAdvisor uses review hotels, and Yelp visitors review restaurants and other venues. If you have ever used a review to make a decision about a purchase or a place to stay, then you understand the value these provide to the businesses on the other side. Sometimes customers selling tangible goods or services, and most of the times customers create value to goods or services provided by business organizations through writing blog for free sample, writing review, or sending feedbacks. In short, C2B provides businesses with something they need or want from customers. Understand? Now next is fourth one. Consumer to consumer, that is C2C. You can easily understand that the business activity which is going to perform here is between consumers. Here, the business originates from the consumer and the ultimate destination is also consumer. In this electronic transaction, goods and services exchanged between two people. Thus, the name is C2C commerce, that is consumer to consumer. This type of commerce is best suited for dealing in goods which there is no established market mechanism, for example, selling of used books or clothes either on cash or barter basis. Friends, we well familiar with OLX and eBay sites, right? The vast space of the internet allows persons to globally search for buyers. Additionally, e commerce technology provides market system security to such transactions which otherwise would have been missing if the buyer and sellers were to interact in anonymity of one to one transactions. An excellent example of this is found at eBay, where customers sell their goods and services to other customers. To make this activity more secure and reboot, several technologies have emerged. First, eBay allows all the sellers and buyers to rate one another. For example, consumer X wants to sell a bike, so he can place his bike on a website like eBay, while the consumer Y wants to buy the bike. So the consumer Y can contact consumer X and buys this bike. Another technology that has emerged to support C2C activities is that of the payment immediately. PayPal is a good example of this kind. Let's see the fifth one, business to administration model, that is B2A. Business to administration takes place between companies and public administration or government agencies. In this e-business model, there are dealings between companies and public administrations using the internet, that is government agencies. Administration use central website to trade and exchange information with various business organizations. B2A includes different services and some of them are fiscal measures, social security, legal documents and other government related operations. Business to administration model is also referred to as business to government. B2A e-commerce takes place when a business provides an online service for the government, generally through a website. One way to understand B2A e-commerce is through taxes. An excellent example of a B2A model is Acela. It's a software company that provides government software solutions and public access to government services for pertaining, planning, licensing, public health, and so on. Okay, so see the last one, that is consumer to administration, that is C2A. In this business model encloses electronic transactions online between the individuals and the public administration. The C2A e-commerce model helps the consumers to post their queries and request information regarding public sector directly from their local government authorities. It provides an easy way to establish communication between the customers and the government. Okay, communication between the consumers and the government. C2A examples are distance learning, distribution of information through social security, electronic tax filing, payment of health services, etc. You can understand this model, that is consumer to administration. Now we understood all the points, that are 6 points. Let's have a quick review of today's learning. Today we understood what is e-business and also we understood scope of e-business. Business to business, then business to consumers, then consumers to business, then C to C, that is consumer to consumer. After that, business to administration, that means business to business organizations to government. And the last one is consumers to administration, that is consumers to government agencies. Hope you got all the points. Friends, in next lecture, we will discuss the benefits and limitations of e-business. Benefits and limitations of e-business. Thank you for watching today's lecture attentively.